up a chair and join me today. Out in my workshop, I'm tinkering away. Wand above staring down on me. Wonder what my next project will be. Working on my Johnson, my Mercury Mark 10. Firing up my StarCraft to fish again. Grab your friends and your dog is too, to watch Tim's Workshop on my YouTube. Hey, welcome to Tim's Workshop. We're going to do something a little different today. I have a Canon downrigger. Came defective when I bought it, and I didn't catch it because I had it laying on the hook here for quite a while, like a couple years. Before I noticed that I had never used it. By the time I started wanting to use it, I discovered that the counter wasn't right. It wasn't even working. So I'll show you what I found, and I'm going to show you how I fixed it. So you like the video, please subscribe, leave comments, hit the notification bell. If you like my videos, give me a like. Hit the old hand thing. Let your friends and family know about my videos too. So let's get going on this Canon downrigger. So the problem with this downrigger, it was working, but then I had an issue with it, and I'll show you what that problem was. I kind of temporarily put it back together just so I could show you what it looked like together. But I'm going to take it back apart, and then I have the actual internal parts right here. I'll show you how all that goes together to make it so it releases and rolls up. You want it to do both, and I'll show you why it wasn't doing that. But the first original problem was the counter right here has this little gear on here. Well, the gear wasn't meshing with the gear that's on this. So when you started letting this line down, when this wheel was churning, it wasn't churning the gear here, letting you know how deep you were. So what I did, I went online and I looked, and the teeth that they put on that little gear was only a 28 tooth gear. This one here that I got, which actually came with the larger gear, the gear that I need that goes on the counter, this gear is 32 teeth. Okay, so it's larger in diameter. So that's really what we need to fix this. And what happened was the manufacturer, Canon, screwed up. Of course, they won't do nothing about it because it's been so long. If I would have caught it when I first bought it, it would have been under warranty, and I could have taken it back and got another downrigger that was made right. This thing works great, except for, I'll show you what the problem was other than the gear issue. So I'm going to take it back apart here and show you what I found. Okay, so I took the old gear off the old counter. I compared this counter with the new counter, and the post on the new counter is longer than this post. So the counter and the bigger gear go together, just so you know. So if you're just going to order a gear, it might not work. It looks like I did the right thing by ordering the kit, which came with this one. I checked this against the gear that's on the wheel, that's pressed on there. They're exactly the same amount of teeth, so we're good. All we had to do is put on the new counter and the new gear that is actually larger or has more teeth on it. So let's put this on. This is a little bit tricky to get started in here. There we go. Yeah, that was a little tricky, but we got it in there. I used the handle as a leverage. So now we push this all the way over so we can get this part of it in there, okay? But before we do, it has these bushings, right? Little sleeves, they're split sleeves, plastic, and they have like a little nub that sticks there that goes down. So anyway, you got to have that in there, in these holes that this pin's going to go through, the holes that locks in this wheel. What we're going to do is get that in. See, I got the first one in there. Now we're going to get the one on the other side. Now this is a tricky part. Of course, the gear goes towards the other gear. So when you put this down in there, you want it to go, you can't get it down straight in there. You have to go forward and then come back with it. It's a little tricky to get the get all this past this plastic piece here. There we go. Okay, now this gear here, you want the machined end of it. You want it facing towards the pole holder side. Okay, so you get this up there so you can get in through the hole here. Before you push this all the way through, you want to find the hole up here that the pin goes in. Okay, so now you want to line up the hole that's in the center of this pin that you're pushing through here. Now there's this threaded pin here with a Allen head. Okay, it's threaded all the way down, but the last portion of it, it locks into that pin. Well, let's get this started first just with this, and then when we go to tighten it, we'll have the right tool. Okay, so let's get this down in there. Okay, I found an Allen wrench that fits. There's not a whole lot of turning you can do with it. Cool. So that is tight. Now, what happened is the factory, they didn't get that tight. So when my friend Mike was reeling up the downrigger when we were fishing, hey, this thing's not going up. Fortunately, the downrigger ball, you know, it didn't totally release. Otherwise, the downrigger ball would have been on the bottom. Probably would have either yanked out the cable from the end, or it would have hit bottom and pulled the ball off. I don't know. So it was a disaster. So let's see if this gear engages. Oh yeah. Watch the numbers. Yay! It works! Okay, so now to put this back together, you have this pin here, okay? This is the gear for the that stops the cable and releases it. Okay, so that goes on there. It's a T square that fits in. There's a like a fiber washer that goes up against it, and then it has this washer here that has the elongated slot, whatever you want to call it, that fits on this gear over here. Okay, so when you push this through, you make sure that that first washer engages on that, and this one here fits in that square hole, kind of like, you know, how you did in school, you know, the square pegs and all that. This is actual case. First off, you have the spring, it goes in there like that. Then you have a washer. Then you have a ball bearing washer. And then you have the top washer, okay? And then that goes up against okay, hold on to that so it doesn't fall out. Then all this goes up against this. Like that. Now you start winding it. And there we go. So now this end of it, you have a pin, you have a little wedge gear or whatever you call it. That's what you see, the worn area that goes up against here. So you put this pin down in this hole like that, okay, and that's how that fits. Okay, you want this up against the gear. You want this piece on this side, so when you put this up there, you go like this, so it's over to the left, and then you push on it as you're pushing this towards the right, like that. Now it should click when you turn it. Let's try it. Oh yeah, the sweet sound of success. Now if you want to get this gear so it's back to zero, there we go. Engage the gear back over there. There we go. So now all I got to do is put the cable back on there. And the cable, what do I do with the cable? It's somewhere around here. So I put this on the table outside, put a clamp on it, and then I stuck this down in there like that. And that's how I put the cable on there. Because this, when you release this, it'll freewheel. Right now I put some duct tape on it, but it's came apart. So that's how we're going to get the cable back on there. We'll get it. And that way, if you come to the end of the cable, you don't want the cable coming off. You want it staying there. So you put it through that hole there, and it comes out on the other side over here. So that's what we'll do. And I'll do that off camera. You guys can figure out how to put your cable on there. Because if you need to put new cable, you need to know how to do that anyway. So that's it for this video on how to fix a counter on your Canon downrigger. Something that the factory failed to do, that I had to fix it myself. It didn't cost that much. I mean the shipping cost more than the parts did. But just a word of wise, you know, when you buy something from Cabela's, there's only like 60 to 90 days return on that stuff. So make sure if you're going to buy something that you check it out and make sure it works. Okay. I'm sure most people do, but people like me that are busy making YouTube videos can miss stuff like that. So definitely check it out, and Cabela's will either give you a new one, or you can go to any place else that sells these Canon downriggers, and they'll direct you to the local manufacturer or distribution center, and I'm sure you can get another downrigger, and that way you don't have to wait. You can just get out there and go fishing. Somebody else can fix the problem. Alright, so you like the video, please subscribe, leave comments, hit the notification bell if you like. Give me a like, and hit the old hand thing. Let your friends and family know about my videos too. And until next time, see ya.